There is a statement in our Declaration of Independence. It's quoted very accurately, but it's misapplied frequently. It says something like, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and given certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It would appear in our country that no one is happy. Now I say appear because there are plenty of people who are happy. My guess is if we had to look at happiness in our country, it would be inversely proportional to the people who are on social media. But that aside, I want to talk about the pursuit of happiness, what it means, what it doesn't. For just a little bit. That's not where I want to end up. But the pursuit of happiness is a right, at least in our country. And what a lot of people think is that based on this, that we have the right to be happy. And that's not stated in our declaration. This is the misapplication of it. What I mean by that, a right is something that must be given to you. So the right to life, you must have the right to life. It must be given to you by everybody. No one can take that away from you. And therefore, that would mean that if happiness is a right, it must be given to you. Others owe you happiness. Everybody owes you happiness. Well, that's not fair, it's not accurate, it's not reality. And certainly, as I say, it appears that no one has it in our country if you're looking at, what appears to be going on. But that's not what our founders said. What they said was, you are given by everybody. Your ability to chase happiness must be given to you. You can't be restricted from trying to pursue your happiness. Obviously, with the other rights being in place, you can't then use your right to happiness to infringe on other people's happiness or their ability to have it. So all these things have to work together in our country to have a country. So we have pursued happiness through many things. Think about the things that people pursue happiness. You're not entitled to happiness, but you are entitled to chase it. And so many people chase it through different means. Money is the big one, probably. Money. Well, does money bring happiness? That's what people chase it through, but no, you find that it makes certain things easier having it, but it doesn't make you happy. Relationships. We see people who pursue it through relationships. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't be happy in a relationship, but the fact that so many people pursue it through physical relationships and seem to be less happy for it says that it doesn't come. Happiness through that is an empty pursuit. Politics. Well, that's an obvious one. No one was ever happy for pursuing politics, so we can just immediately discard that one. And yet it remains an avid pursuit. What we're talking about in our society right now is justice. There is a feeling that justice will bring happiness. When this situation, or whatever the situation of the day is, it will bring happiness once this situation is resolved and people get what they deserve. And they will be mistaken. Likely, Derek Chauvin will be in jail for a very long time. And it will not end unrest. It won't stop. there will still be unhappiness, even though justice is served. So justice doesn't bring happiness. Education. A lot of people think that the key is being informed about things. We need to be more informed. Well, have we ever been more informed in our world? Have you ever, has ever in the last 10 years of the internet, with all the things, or probably more than that now, but 20 years, certainly with virtually every platform that we have available to us. I know the internet's been around longer than that, but all the platforms, the Twitter, the Facebook, we have every way to stay informed now about every minute detail of everything happening in any part of the universe. And does it appear to be helping happiness? Think about your happiest times in life. I mean, with some exceptions, your happiest times of your life were when you were restricted from crossing the street. When you didn't know hardly anything. Your world was so small. Those are probably the happiest times, the memories you have, just the little things. That was probably when you were most happy. Now, let's think about that. Would we suggest then that we stay uneducated because education doesn't create happiness? Would we suggest that we have injustice because justice doesn't create happiness? No, obviously not. Would we suggest that we purposely remain poor, not save money, not work for a living so that we can be happy because wealth doesn't create happiness? No, none of the things that we think are important. Should we live in anarchy since politics can't create happiness? Obviously not. Why do I ask all this? Because I want to swing away from happiness. This is why God is not a big believer in happiness. You don't find much. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be happy. I'm just telling you that happiness is a elusive thing. It's a fickle thing. It is very hard to attain. And once you have it, it's very hard to hold on to. It's very momentary. And so when Derek Chauvin is pronounced guilty, which I assume he will be, let's assume he is, there will be a celebration, but it will be very, very momentary. And then people who are not happy will once again turn to unhappiness because it's so hard to hang on to. And so God is not a big believer in happiness. You find him talk about joy, but you don't find a lot of references to happiness in your Bible. If God were to write our Declaration of Independence, he might talk about a different pursuit that is more important. But he would talk about something. He might word it like he worded it in Romans 14:19. This would be in a Christian's declaration, I guess. Romans 14:19 says this: therefore, let us pursue the things which make for peace, and the things by which we may build up each other. You see, happiness is based on me. It's based on how I feel and what I want. Money, house, car, property, relationships, justice, education. It's all about my situations, my circumstances. That's all happiness is about in the moment, because as soon as those things change, then happiness is incomplete, it's gone. But peace does not look at me. Does not look at the things that will help me in the moment. It looks at the things that are good for other people. That is the pursuit that we have. So today, when you post on Facebook, and I've had to think through some of the things even I do, because we all get in a moment. When we look at the news sites that you will look at, and I will look at the news sites I look at, and you will peruse Facebook and Twitter, whatever you peruse. Are you looking for what makes peace between Christians, between non-Christians, whatever? Is the result of what you are doing building up others? Or is it imposing a lack of peace?